Hey everybody, Black Ninja 797 here, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about features that I would love to have return in Treyarch's next Call of Duty Zombies game. The next Call of Duty is not going to be a Treyarch title, and it's still a little bit of ways out, so I do believe that if I made my wish list now, that there could be a chance, a reasonable chance, that some of these features, hopefully all of them, could be brought back into the next Treyarch Zombies game, because these are already established things that have been in prior games, and they are not new stuff that I have made up on the spot. If I do decide to make a video addressing any new ideas I have for the series, that will end up being its own separate video. In the meantime, just for today, these are just features that from the prior other Treyarch Zombies games that I would love to see come back for the next title. If you guys end up enjoying today's video, please make sure you guys drop a like. And please do share with me your wish list in the comment section down below for what you guys would have to be returning into the next game as well. I really am curious to see which games that you guys reference and which specific thing from those games that you guys want to see be brought back. So here goes my list. None of these features are going to be in any particular order, however though, for the sake of making it easy to understand, I am just going to be going from the oldest title to the newest title, or in other words, I'm going to be going from World at War all the way up to Cold War in the release order. So let's talk about stuff from World at War that I would like to see return. The very first thing that I would like to see return is some element of scare factor within zombies again, because the last Call of Duty game that I was genuinely creeped out by, to a certain degree, was Black Ops 2, just because of one specific instance where in Black Ops 2, I do not like the witches on Buried, and still to this day they creep me out. Don't ask me why, but they've just never ended up settling right with me. Black Ops 1 also had some scare factor as well within certain maps, and I do think that World at War did it the best. World at War was, well, in World War II, it was a very disturbing premise, especially for the way that it was well executed. I think that World at War is by far the scariest Call of Duty Zombies game we have ever had, other than maybe World War II Zombies, which was by Sledgehammer Games, and even though that title is not nearly as fun as the Treyarch games, at least in terms of scare factor, it's really high up there in terms of how scary it is. Now, in my opinion, when it comes to scariness for a game or a piece of media, is it's all a mind game, so you really need to end up creeping out the player. You can't give everything to them. And World of War did this best by just screwing with you psychologically by having random Easter eggs of people getting tortured by audio, or maybe some creepy laugh that you heard and you don't know where it's coming from. Jump scare Easter eggs are fun, but they really are just one and dones. You really can't play them over and over again, otherwise they just get repetitive and boring. You can only jump scare somebody once. I would love to see an Easter egg concept where you had it where there was a really, really rare chance that all of a sudden you get something really creepy happens, like a maniacal laugh or a scream out of nowhere, and it's very, very slim. And unless, for example, it ends up on a live stream or a YouTube video where people can, say, hey, this happens to you, it's an Easter egg, it would be just really cool if it was, unknown and it didn't catch on for a while and people were just getting creeped out when the game launches, being like, hey, do you hear this random kid that screams in this particular part of the map? And then people say, no, what are you talking about? And then, because no one else agrees with you, you keep thinking if you're making it up in your head or something. It would be a really, really cool concept, and it would screw with you. It really would screw with you. Maybe you can even make the zombies more grotesque and ugly looking, so they're just very unsettling to look at. I don't necessarily think that zombies have to be completely gory and, unsettling in terms of, being gross. But just disturbing or unsettling imagery can definitely end up amplifying the scare factor, especially in the right setting. And here's an easy one, too, is just music. For example, in World at War, even though technically World at War doesn't have a distinct zombies menu music, it's just the menu music, it's shared across both multiplayer and zombies. The World at War menu music is just always unsettled me, and if you guys listen to it just for a while, you can sort of see where I'm going with this. It's just very creepy and your mind goes elsewhere when you hear something like this. The song doesn't have any lyrics, and so all you do is you just think of the worst possible situations, And that's when it's really scary, is because it's limitless within your own mind. Now, I know that not everyone's going to care if whether or not that the game that they play is scary or not, and for some people it can even be a turnoff because they rather would have it where zombies is fun instead of scary. But as I've gotten older, I've really enjoyed more about just the concept of being creeped out and being scared. I'm currently in, for some reason, the horror movie and, like, scary phase of my life. I don't know why, but, like, I guess I'm a late bloomer, but now I'm really interested in, like, horror stories and horror novels and horror books. Just anything creepy is interesting to me lately, so this would be really nice to add into the next game, in my opinion. Now, since pretty much everything from World at War got brought over to the other Call of Duty games because World at War was the base of zombies, that's really the only thing I'm going to pull is the scare factor of World at War. And now transitioning into the next game, which is Black Ops 1, one of the features that I would love to see come back is the main menu theme. The main menu doesn't have to be brought back one for one, but the Black Ops 1 main menu theme is one of my favorites. I love the idea of it being interactable, actually, because you can get out of the torture chair and walk around and there's Easter eggs that you can do. I like how that the room will switch themes dramatically depending on what game mode you launch. And when you switch to zombies, you have the room completely shift to a much more scary and sinister tone. Going back to what I talked about in my first point about having more of a creepy ambiance factor about the game mode again. I would love for the Black Ops 1 menu to make a return in some capacity. Being a interactable menu and having Easter eggs littered throughout, that would be a fun concept because it makes the game fun to launch even if you're not playing the main staple game mode. Now, switching to one of my favorite games, this is going to be Black Ops 2. Now, for Black Ops 2, one of the things that I would like to end up getting from this game is its old theater mode system. Because Black Ops 1/Black Ops 2, in my opinion, has the best theater mode system, where it's not even necessarily just your clips in your games. It was like COD TV, where you would see trailers from the devs being uploaded, and you could watch them from in the game itself, and keep up to date with what's going on without necessarily needing to be just subscribed to the current Call of Duty clickbait YouTuber that has a catchy thumbnail and everything. You can just get the news just as it is. And I love how that this Theater Mode Edition was able to promote the community's clips as well. You had it where if people upload something that really was trendy or funny or unique or something, it would get upvoted. It basically was like a mini social media network within the game itself. And I miss that type of theater mode. I love the idea of being able to go back in my games, customize stuff, be able to share that online, because that was fun for me. I really did love it. And I really don't necessarily use the recording system all too often on my Xbox or my PlayStation, but I do understand the appeal of having it just directly into the console. But it would be nice to have this type of feature just be like within the game itself and have it where it's designed for the community itself rather than having to be just for the internet abroad. Theater mode just makes also things great for YouTubers because if we, for example, have our footage get corrupted, we can go back into theater mode. If we want to get a different angle, we can do that in theater mode. Or if we just want to do some fun, cool edits where we can end up doing something silly or stupid like Vanoss used to do back in the day, we can do that in theater mode. Speaking of fun and silly, stupid stuff, I would honestly, even though that this is more of a multiplayer thing, I would love for emblems to come back, custom emblems too, might I add, not just random preset ones, because custom emblems allowed the player to be able to express themselves in ways that were so unique and fun. Now, yes, I understand that there is definitely, and very most likely, the high possibility that someone's going to make a vile and sickening image. But to be perfectly honest, I'm just going to just say it straight up. This is the Call of Duty series, and nobody in Call of Duty cares about being anything less than rated R. Plus also, I do think it's a little bit ridiculous to worry about censoring emblems when literally in the last 4 years we've had the Activision naming system for crossplay where people name themselves in these horrible ways possible. So I don't think that having it in a picture versus a text format is going to change anything. Most people are probably going to use it for memes or just fan art, or in my case, I would just do the classic subscribe to my YouTube channel emblem. Now, when it comes to Black Ops 3, which is our next game here on the list, some of you probably already know what I'm going to say because I preach this about multiple different games and not even necessarily just Call of Duty. But I love mods for video games. I love the idea of being able to make my own custom-made content within my game. Because if the games are not getting updates, and the devs are slow to end up releasing things, the game can be kept alive by the community itself. Allow us to help you developers to make your game's content, to make it a better game. Because if you allow us to mod it, it will live longer and it will be more fun. I promise you this. You did this in World at War, and you did this in Black Ops 3. Now allow us to do this again in whatever game that you make next. Because mods will be able to make it so that we have custom maps, we can have party game modes, and we might even come up with something that will give you guys an idea for an official feature that you guys can put into the next game. Okay, now we are moving on to Black Ops 4. Now, Black Ops 4, I even said recently in my very first ranking video that this is my least favorite Treyarch game. I don't like Black Ops 4, but there is some features in Black Ops 4 that I really do like. And I do wish that they did come back in some type of capacity, but I just believe that Treyarch has never brought back these features because they associate them with Black Ops 4 and assume that because Black Ops 4 tanked, that nobody wants to have certain features come back. I think that these features definitely should come back. They were the exception to the rule. The first thing I would love to see come back from Black Ops 4 is reactive camos. For those of you guys that don't know, this was a feature in Black Ops 4 where you would have a ever-changing camouflage for your gun that would react based off of kills you got in-game. It would change colors, change patterns, and you would have such creative designs with some of these camos. Now, I do believe that if we had these brought back, of course they would end up being sold in the item shop, which is personally fine. That was going to happen anyways. But if they're going to end up selling stuff in the shop, I want to be something that I actually want to buy. And these camos were really fun back in the day. You even had things where the diamond camo and the dark matter camo of this game was reactive. Diamond camo would change between a different color diamond every 5 kills and eventually would land on rainbow. The dark matter back in Black Ops 4 was not my favorite just because of the fact that when you upgrade it, it ended up turning into this bright neon red-orange color and it hurt my eyes. But eventually it did return to the purple dark matter that was in Black Ops 3 in comparison to the normal red color of Black Ops 4. As long as the camouflage does not hurt my eyes and I feel like I'm getting flashbanged, I think that it would be a great and welcome addition to the game. Another feature I would love to have come back is the custom games option that Black Ops 4 had. Black Ops 4 had a extremely detailed custom games options tab where you could just change everything about the game. The traps, the round, the characters, the weapons, you could change it all. It was a extremely freeing custom games option that you could just load up whenever you wanted. You basically could make your own Black Ops 4 like challenge game mode if you wanted to, rather than just having to just adapt around the base game. The game adapted around the challenge that you wanted to do, and it was really cool. It was a really fun concept, and I wish that they would have brought this back. It was such a unique idea that I think really just ended up getting neglected just because it was in Black Ops 4, but if they brought it back, I think people would love it. Maybe make it so that way you could share your game modes with the community, so that way you can end up downloading your favorites, like how you can with, for example, Fortnite, where in their creative tab you can download your favorite game modes and end up doing some crazy and fun things. Why not do that for the next Treyarch Zombies game? Alright, so the next game is of course going to be Black Ops Cold War. Now, Black Ops Cold War I've really started to like in the last few months. I genuinely think that the latest addition to the Treyarch Zombies game franchise is a really welcomed one. I think that I was a little too hard on Black Ops Cold War when it initially released, and it has a lot of great features in my opinion. One of my favorite features about Cold War is its progression system. I loved playing Cold War and ranking up my guns and my perks and my field upgrades because it made me feel like I was always making a sense of progress. I felt like I was always working towards something. It wasn't always just about playing the game and just trying to kill zombies and surviving as long as I could. I could earn camos, I could rank up my guns, I could rank up my perks. I always felt like I was making something stronger, better, more powerful, quicker. It just felt so satisfying to just rank something up each and every different game I played. Another feature I would love to have come back is the exfil system, because this gives a optional ending to your zombies game. It's not necessarily just survive as long as you can. It's like survive until you get bored, and then you have this epic showdown and you could actually beat zombies. It's a optional choice to win the game mode. I would really love it if they brought this back. It's a simple little detail, but it was one of my favorites. Now, the next thing that I would love to see come back, just from any of the prior Call of Duty Zombies games, is just the premise of a zombies crew per map. The operators and everything are okay, but they kind of kill the story for me. It really makes it so that way I don't feel immersed in the map I'm playing. I just feel like I'm just playing a random guy, and I just have random funny outfits on until the other characters, the more important characters, tell me what's actually going on. These operators do not have nearly as much enticing dialogue, and I'm not attached to them like the other characters from years past. I mean, unless, like, you know, you get a funny quip or whatever randomly, and then maybe I might laugh, but that's basically it.
Who needs a Deadshot daiquiri or whatever the fuck that is?
Maybe even have it where, if let's say that Treyarch and Activision are set on the idea of operators going forward, they can make characters a optional choice for us in the menu somewhere, like maybe, like, for example, the way they had it in Black Ops 4, where if you wanted to, if you don't want to run an operator, you can run a prior character from years past, or even just that specific character of the brand new map, and you can just choose to turn them on or off. I also want to see traditional achievement hunting come back in the next Treyarch game. Give me achievements to end up getting, please. Whether it be through a task or doing the Easter eggs, especially the Easter eggs, because in Cold War you really only got calling cards and they're cool and I think they should stay. But in addition to that, I would love to get something on my profile, my Xbox or my PlayStation or my PC, that says this player earned this in this game, and it's a big deal, and it's a little badge of honor, and it's, in my opinion, more of a prominent thing and an eye-catcher in comparison to the calling card that you would just see in the lobby. And the last thing I would love to see is a super Easter egg. If I complete every Easter egg in the game, please give me a reward for it with a super Easter egg. Allow me to have something with the story, something in the game I can use, or even just acknowledge the fact that I did every single Easter egg through like an achievement or something. I would love to be congratulated and rewarded for playing the game for all it was worth. But yeah, guys, that is going to be it here for my wish list of what I would like to have be some old features to return from prior Call of Duty games into Treyarch's next zombie game that will eventually come out in the near future. If you guys end up enjoying today's video, please make sure you once again drop a like and comment down below what you guys would like to have be a feature return in the next Treyarch Zombies game. And who knows, if enough people are asking, they may or may not actually add it back in. But yeah, guys, I truly hope you guys end up enjoying today's video, and I hope you guys end up enjoying seeing another YouTube video from the most unique YouTuber you guys are ever going to see. Thank you for watching, guys. I love all of you, and peace out.
Hey, meme lords, Jesus here, and you better have enjoyed that video there by the eternal god Daddy Ninja. You should probably subscribe too, or the mighty Moab will come for your balls. If you enjoyed the video, you might like it too. And give me the memes. Flash, bang, boom!